Hidden signs you both can't stop thinking about each other when two people can't get each other off their minds. It's more than coincidence. It's a spiritual pull, an energy that lingers, a connection that whispers louder than words. Love, attraction, and destiny all have signs. Some of them are quiet, some of them are bold, but all of them are undeniable. When your heart keeps circling back to someone, and theirs keeps circling back to you, you are witnessing something divine. Sometimes you don't even have to say it. The energy speaks, the silence screams, the little things prove it. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice the hidden signs that you both are locked into each other's thoughts. You feel their presence even when they're not around. There are times when you're sitting alone, and suddenly, you feel this unshakable sense that someone is with you. Not in body, but in spirit. That's what happens when you can't stop thinking about someone, and they can't stop thinking about you either. Their presence lingers even when their physical body isn't there. It's not just imagination, it's energy. Thoughts carry energy, and when two minds keep pulling toward each other, it creates a connection that's felt without a word spoken. You could be miles apart, but the pull feels like they're sitting right next to you. You find yourself turning your head, almost expecting them to walk in. That's how strong the connection is. It's not just you wanting them. It's the universe showing you that they're thinking about you too. When you feel this presence, it's not random. It's a sign that something deeper is happening. It means your souls are tied together in a way that distance or time can't break. Have you ever noticed how silence isn't really silent when someone's on your mind? You hear them in your thoughts. You feel their energy in your space. That's the bond that tells you neither of you can let go. People often think love is only about what's seen and heard. But the truth is, the strongest love is often felt in what's unseen. That quiet whisper of presence, that's more powerful than any conversation. And here's the thing, you don't feel this with just anybody. You only feel this when there's a real connection. It's a hidden sign that your mind is wrapped up in theirs, and theirs is wrapped up in yours. That presence is comforting, isn't it? Even if you're apart, it gives you a strange sense of peace. Like no matter what life throws at you, this bond won't slip away easily. You could be busy at work, and suddenly they come to mind. Not because you're forcing it, but because their energy tapped into yours. That's what happens when two people think of each other at the same time. Some people call it intuition, some call it a soul tie, but whatever name you give it, the truth is the same. It's real. It's the quiet evidence that you're in their thoughts as much as they're in yours. You start to realize that their presence follows you everywhere. In music, in a smell, in a memory, in the smallest things. That's when you know it's not just one-sided. Life has a way of showing us when something is mutual. And when you can't shake someone's presence, that's life's way of saying they're tied to you in thought and feeling. When your heart and mind both testify to the same thing, you can't ignore it. That presence is proof. It's silent, but it's loud enough for you to hear in your spirit. Don't underestimate what it means to feel someone without seeing them. That's not weakness. That's not obsession. That's connection. That's two souls reaching for each other without permission. When you can feel someone's presence even in their absence, that's the first hidden sign. It's undeniable proof that both of you are caught in each other's thoughts, no matter where you go. Every small thing reminds you of them when two people can't stop thinking about each other. Life has a funny way of putting reminders in your path. The smallest things, the ones most people would overlook, suddenly carry their name written all over it. You walk into a coffee shop, and the drink they always ordered is sitting on the counter for someone else. You hear a song on the radio, and it feels like the lyrics were designed just for the two of you. That's not coincidence. That's a hidden sign. Your mind becomes tuned into them. Just like a radio finds the right frequency, Your heart tunes into every reminder of their presence. That's why it feels like they show up everywhere, and the truth is, it's not just you. They're seeing those same signs too, the same little reminders, the same constant nudges. That's why you keep circling back to each other in thought. You're both being shown that the connection is alive. You start realizing that nothing feels ordinary anymore. A street you drive down, a color you see, a laugh you hear. It all connects back to them. That's love whispering in your ear. When everything reminds you of someone, that's when you know they live in your thoughts rent-free. But the beauty is, they're not just living there. They've invited you into theirs too. Some people think you're just being sentimental, but no, it's deeper than that. The constant reminders are proof that your spirit refuses to let go of theirs. You could try distracting yourself, diving into work, hanging out with friends, keeping yourself busy. But then out of nowhere, a single moment triggers their memory, and you're right back where you started, thinking of them. What's even more powerful is when those small things remind both of you at the same time. That's not just thinking, that's connection speaking. Imagine this. You see something that reminds you of them, and at the same moment, they text you out of the blue. That's alignment. That's proof you're both on each other's minds at the same time. These little reminders are like threads being woven between two hearts. No matter how far apart you are, life keeps stitching your thoughts together, piece by piece. The reminders also show you that love doesn't need grand gestures to exist. Sometimes the tiniest thing, a smell, a song, a phrase, is powerful enough to pull someone straight into your mind. And when that happens over and over again, you stop doubting whether they're thinking of you too. You start realizing this isn't a one-way street. The signs are too consistent, too specific, too personal. Life doesn't keep reminding you of someone by accident. It's a sign of shared thought, shared energy, shared focus. When every small thing pulls you back to someone, it's not just memory, it's proof. Proof that they're in your spirit, and proof that you're in theirs too. That's a hidden sign that neither of you can let go. Your conversations never really end. One of the clearest signs you both can't stop thinking about each other is that your conversations never truly end. Even when the call hangs up or the messages stop, the dialogue continues in your mind. You find yourself replaying what they said, smiling at their jokes again in silence, or wondering what they meant by a certain word. That's not just casual interest. That's a heart refusing to let the conversation go. It doesn't matter if you were talking about something small, like what you ate for lunch, or something deep, like your childhood dreams. The energy lingers long after the words fade. And here's the beautiful truth. They're doing the same thing. They're rereading your messages, hearing your voice in their head, thinking about what they wish they had said back. That's why the connection feels so alive. Some people's words you forget the moment the conversation ends. But with this person, it's different. Their words carve themselves into your memory. That's the mark of someone who lives in your thoughts constantly. It's not just the spoken words either. It's the pauses, the laughs, the way they say your name. Those little details stick with you because your heart treasures them like keepsakes. And even when you're not talking, the silence feels like another type of conversation. That's when you know it's real. You can sit in silence and still feel connected. Ever notice how quickly you pick back up with them like no time has passed? That's because the conversation didn't stop in the first place. It just paused until you met again. When someone can't leave your mind, their words live with you. You answer their questions in your head. You laugh at things they said days ago. You think of what you'll say next time. That's ongoing dialogue, and the wild part, they're doing the same thing with you. That's why your conversations feel endless. because they don't exist only in the moment. They keep growing, even in the spaces in between. That kind of flow doesn't happen with everyone. You can talk to dozens of people and never feel that spark. But with this person, one conversation feels like it could go on forever without ever running dry. When the connection is real, you don't run out of things to say. Even the smallest topics turn into hours of laughter, storytelling, and shared thoughts. That's because you're not just talking, you're bonding. And when you can't stop thinking about them, you rehearse future conversations in your mind. You imagine how they'll react, how they'll laugh, how they'll listen. That's your heart preparing for more moments with them. Life has a rhythm, and some conversations are like music. You play them over and over again because they never lose their meaning. That's what it feels like when your words with someone are too powerful to forget. So when the conversations never really end, that's your hidden sign. It means your minds are still speaking to each other, even when your mouths are silent, and it proves you're living in each other's thoughts every single day. You catch yourself smiling about them unexpectedly, one of the most powerful hidden signs that you both can't stop thinking about each other is when you catch yourself smiling out of nowhere. No reason, no explanation, just a memory of them lighting up your face. You could be washing dishes, driving to work, or standing in line at the store, and suddenly something about them flashes in your mind, and without even realizing it, a smile breaks through. That's not just memory, that's love echoing inside of you. What makes it special is that it's effortless, you don't force it. The joy just sneaks up on you because the thought of them naturally shifts your mood. That's when you know they've taken root in your spirit. And here's the truth, while you're smiling about them, they're somewhere doing the same about you. That's why the energy feels mutual. Love has a way of creating reflection. You feel it, they feel it, and it cycles back and forth. That kind of smile isn't fake. It's not the one you wear for photos or the one you put on for the world. It's genuine. It comes from deep within, because their memory doesn't just exist in your mind. It lives in your heart. Some people never bring that out of you. You can think of them all day and never once feel warmth. But when someone has a hold on your spirit, just their thought is enough to make your whole day brighter. Smiles like that are signs. They're not random. They're proof that your emotions are tied to theirs, and every time your spirit reaches for them, your face can't help but respond. And you notice how you never get tired of smiling at their memory. You can think of the same little joke or the same moment 100 times, and it still makes you grin. That's when you know the connection is deeper than just surface feelings. Even in tough times, when life weighs heavy on your shoulders, they can sneak into your thoughts and remind you that joy still exists. That's not ordinary. That's divine connection. People may wonder why you're smiling, but they'll never know it's because of that person who keeps replaying in your mind. It's like a secret happiness only you and your heart understand, and it works both ways. Just as they make you smile from a distance, you're making them smile too. They're remembering something you said, something you did, something about the way you move, and it lifts them in the same way. That's what makes this type of smile sacred. It's not entertainment, it's not distraction, it's not forced. It's a sign that they live in your spirit even when they're far away. Smiles have a language of their own. They tell the truth about what words sometimes hide, and if their thought can pull a smile from you in your quietest moment, that's more powerful than any conversation. You don't plan these smiles. They arrive like sunshine through the clouds. Sudden, unexpected, undeniable. That's because your soul knows something your mind can't always explain. So when you catch yourself smiling about someone unexpectedly, recognize it for what it is. A hidden sign that your thoughts are tied together. It's proof that neither of you can let go, even when you're apart. They pop up in your dreams, one of the strongest hidden signs that you both can't stop thinking about each other is when they start appearing in your dreams. Dreams aren't just random images. They're reflections of what weighs on your heart and stays on your mind. When someone shows up in your dreams repeatedly, it's not by accident. It means they've become such a deep part of your thoughts that even your subconscious can't let them go. And it's not just you. They're likely dreaming about you too. That's why the connection feels so magnetic. Because while you're asleep, both of your souls are still reaching for each other. In dreams, you can't control what shows up. That's what makes it powerful. The fact that they slip into your night shows that they occupy a space in your spirit that refuses to be quiet. You could go to bed thinking about 100 other things, work, family, bills, but somehow they find their way into your dreams. That's a hidden sign that they're already lodged deep in your subconscious. Sometimes the dream feels so real you wake up smiling. Other times it leaves you missing them more than before. But either way, the fact that they showed up proves they never left your mind in the first place. People may brush it off as coincidence, but it's not. Dreams reveal the truth your waking mind tries to hide. And if someone keeps returning in your dreams, it means your spirit refuses to release them. It doesn't matter if the dream is about something ordinary, like walking down a street together, or something extraordinary, like traveling the world. What matters is that your heart keeps pulling them into your night. And the most powerful dreams are the ones that feel mutual. You wake up, and later they tell you they dreamed of you too. That's not random. That's alignment, a sign that you're locked into each other's thoughts. Dreams like this are whispers from the soul. They remind you that some connections are too deep to ignore, too powerful to silence. They live inside of you, even when your eyes are closed. What's even more telling is how often you wake up with their name on your mind. That's your subconscious carrying their presence with you into the morning, proving they never left your thoughts overnight. Some dreams fade quickly, but these don't. These dreams stick with you. You replay them throughout the day because they felt more real than fantasy. That's how you know it wasn't just a dream. It was a reflection of your heart. And when you keep dreaming about someone, it's not just about missing them. It's about the bond your souls share, a bond so strong it refuses to rest, even when you do. People underestimate the power of dreams, but they're often the loudest signs. They cut through the noise of daily life and reveal who's truly living in your heart. So when they keep showing up in your dreams, take it as proof. Proof that while you sleep, your spirit is still reaching for theirs. And proof that they're doing the same with you, because neither of you can let go. Your energy feels different around them, one of the clearest hidden signs that you both can't stop thinking about each other is the way your energy shifts when you're in each other's presence. You don't even have to say much. Just being near them changes the atmosphere. You feel lighter, brighter, more alive. It's like your spirit recognizes theirs before your words do. That's a connection you can't fake, and it's a sign of how deeply you're tied to each other. Even your body reacts. Your heartbeat quickens, your smile comes easier, and your whole vibe feels lifted. That's because their energy touches yours in a way nobody else's does. It's not just about attraction, it's about alignment. When two people can't stop thinking about each other, their energies are already intertwining. That's why being together feels like you've stepped into a space that's bigger than the both of you. Think about it. Some people drain you. You leave their presence feeling tired, heavy, and restless. But with this person, you walk away feeling recharged, like you've been poured into instead of poured out. That kind of energy doesn't happen often. It's rare, it's sacred. It's a sign that your spirits recognize each other as something familiar, something that belongs, and it works both ways. Just as they shift your energy, you shift theirs. You leave a mark on them every time you're near, even if you don't realize it. That's why they can't stop thinking of you either. The energy lingers too. Hours after you've parted ways, you're still carrying the imprint of their presence. That's why you find yourself smiling randomly, replaying conversations, and missing their aura. Some people think energy is just a feeling, but it's more than that. It's evidence. Evidence that what you two share isn't ordinary. It's rooted in something much deeper, and when you're apart, you notice the difference. Life feels a little dimmer without their light around. That emptiness you feel, that's your soul recognizing the absence of someone it's tied to. What makes it even stronger is that they feel the same way. They notice when you're missing. They feel the shift when you're not there. That's why they can't stop reaching for you in thought. Energy doesn't lie. You can't fake words, you can't fake smiles, but you can't fake the way someone's energy collides with yours. That's the truth of connection. Undeniable, unshakable, unforgettable. The moment you step into each other's space, it feels like the air changes. You don't have to explain it. You just know, and that knowing is the loudest sign of all. When your energy feels different around someone, it means your soul has identified them as special. And when it happens mutually, it means neither of you can hide from the bond you share. So pay attention to how you feel when they're around. If your energy lifts, if your spirit comes alive, if you feel at peace, know this. That's a hidden sign you're in each other's thoughts more than you can admit. You both mirror each other's habits without realizing. One of the most undeniable hidden signs that two people can't stop thinking about each other is when they start mirroring each other without even realizing it. The more you think of them, the more you naturally adopt their ways. You catch yourself saying phrases they always say. You pick up on their little mannerisms. Suddenly, you're laughing like them, moving like them, even reacting like them. That's not coincidence. That's connection at work. When someone lives in your mind often enough, their habits sneak into your own. That's how you know they're more than a passing thought. They're shaping how you live and move. And it's not just you. They're doing it too. You'll notice them echoing your words, imitating your tone, or adopting small parts of your personality. That's because they can't stop thinking of you either. Mirroring is subconscious. It's not forced. It happens when two people are so deeply locked into each other's presence that their spirits start moving in rhythm. Even science says that people who are drawn to each other mimic each other's actions without realizing it. But beyond science, it's a soul truth. You're picking up each other's energy because you're carrying each other's thoughts. Think about how powerful that is. You're living in someone's mind so strongly that it spills into how they act every day. That's proof of how deep the connection runs. You'll notice it in small ways. Maybe you both laugh at the same strange things. Maybe you start craving the same food. Maybe you text each other the exact same thought at the exact same time. That's no accident, that's alignment. Mirroring also means comfort. When someone reflects you, it shows they're tuned into your energy. They're locked into you so closely that even without trying, they match your rhythm. And here's the kicker. You can't fake this. You can pretend to copy someone, sure, but real mirroring is unspoken. It's natural. It happens when two minds can't stop replaying each other. This is why conversations with them feel so smooth. You're already finishing each other's sentences because your thoughts are running on the same track. That's not practice, that's bond. And if you pay attention, you'll see how often you two coincidentally share the same ideas, the same jokes, even the same moods. That's not just similarity. It's a reflection of two souls thinking of each other constantly. People outside might not notice it, but you both do. You feel it. You know when someone has influenced your spirit so deeply that you can't help but reflect them in your own walk. When habits, words, and energy start mirroring back and forth, it's not just a sign of closeness. It's a sign of constant thought. You're both living in each other's minds, day and night. So when you see yourself in them, and you see them in you, understand this. It's more than chemistry. It's a hidden sign that you both are so entangled in thought that even your actions have started to echo each other. You can sense when they're thinking about you. One of the most mysterious yet undeniable signs that you both can't stop thinking about each other is when you feel it. That quiet pull, that sudden thought, that inner voice telling you they're on your mind because you're on theirs. It's not something you can explain with logic. You're going about your day and suddenly their face, their laugh, or their voice pops into your head. And it feels too strong, too sudden, too real to just be random. That's not accident. That's energy. When two people are constantly thinking of each other, they create an invisible thread. You feel it tug every time their thoughts turn to you. Ever notice how sometimes you think of them, and almost instantly, your phone buzzes with a message from them? That's not coincidence. That's alignment. It means your spirits are locked in on the same wavelength. You can sense it in your emotions too. Out of nowhere, you'll feel lighter, happier, or calmer, and later, you realize it's because they were thinking of you in that exact moment. Some call it intuition, some call it a soul tie, but whatever the name, the truth is the same. When someone is lodged deeply in your thoughts, you'll feel when they reach for you in theirs. It's like your spirit has a radar. You don't need them to tell you. They're on your mind because you've already crossed theirs. That invisible connection keeps sparking between you two. This is why sometimes you can't shake them, even when you try. No matter how busy or distracted you are, their presence suddenly taps you on the shoulder. That's the bond refusing to let you ignore it. And here's the thing. It works both ways. Just as you sense them, they sense you. That's why they'll text at the exact right moment, or bring up something you were just thinking about. The strongest relationships are built on that kind of unseen connection. You don't have to always explain yourself. They just know. That knowing is a sign they've been thinking of you too. You can feel it physically sometimes, like butterflies in your stomach, a sudden smile, or a warmth in your chest. That's energy moving through you, carrying their thoughts straight to your spirit. People outside won't understand it. They'll call it coincidence, but you'll know better. You'll know it's the echo of a heart that refuses to forget yours. When two people can sense each other's thoughts, it proves the connection goes beyond words, beyond time, beyond distance. That's why you keep coming back to each other. You don't have to search for proof, it's already inside you. The way your spirit alerts you, the way your heart feels it, the way your mind shifts suddenly toward them. That's the evidence. So when you sense they're thinking of you, trust it. It's not just a passing thought. It's a hidden sign of mutual energy, proof that your minds are tied together in a way no distance can erase. No one else feels the same. No matter how hard you try, one of the most telling hidden signs that you both can't stop thinking about each other is when no matter how much you try, no one else measures up. You can meet new people, talk to others, even spend time with them, but something always feels missing. That's because when someone has taken up permanent space in your heart and mind, the bar is set. You can't just replace them with anyone else, because the connection you share doesn't come twice. You try to distract yourself, you try to move on, but even in those moments, your mind circles back. That's when you know it's not just you holding on, it's both of you tied by something deeper. You'll sit across from someone new and smile, but deep down you feel the comparison, and every time you realize they don't spark your spirit the way that person does. That's not weakness, it's proof. Proof that some connections are too rare to duplicate, no matter how many people you meet. And while you're out there trying to forget, they're out there realizing the same thing. No matter who else they talk to, no one feels quite like you. That's why you both can't let go. You see, when energy is unmatched, it leaves an imprint. It's not something you can erase. It lives in you, reminding you of what real connection feels like every time you try to settle for less. This is why rebounds never work. Because the heart knows the difference between someone who touches your hand and someone who touches your soul. And once you've had soul connection, casual conversation feels empty. That's why you keep running back in your thoughts to the person who actually mattered. It doesn't matter how much time passes. If the bond was real, it lingers. You'll test it against others, but nothing quite compares. That's not by accident. It's a sign that you're not supposed to force something new to replace what was divinely connected in the first place. People will tell you to move on. They'll say time heals. But when two people are truly bound in thought, time doesn't erase. It only deepens the realization that no one else can take that place, and it's mutual. They're sitting somewhere right now feeling the same thing. Trying to move forward, trying to find distraction, but always circling back to you in their heart. That's how you know you're both locked in. When replacements don't work, when distractions don't last, when comparisons always lead back to one face, that's a hidden sign. So when no one else feels the same, no matter how hard you try, recognize it for what it is. It's proof that the two of you can't escape each other's thoughts, because what you share can't be duplicated. You always find a way back to each other. One of the most powerful hidden signs that two people can't stop thinking about each other is this simple truth. You always find your way back. No matter the distance, no matter the time, no matter the silence, something always pulls you together again. Life has a way of testing connections. Sometimes you drift, sometimes you argue, sometimes circumstances push you apart. But when the bond is real, absence only makes the pull stronger. You'll go weeks, maybe months, without speaking, and yet one small message, one simple call, one random meeting feels like you never left. That's because in thought you never did. Even when you try to walk away, something won't let you. You'll hear a song, see a place, or feel a moment that drives you right back into their memory. That's the hidden sign. You never stopped thinking of them, and here's the truth. They feel it too. That's why they show up again. That's why they reach out. That's why even when they try to move forward, they circle right back to you. Some connections are seasonal, but others are eternal. And when you keep finding your way back to someone, it's proof that what you share belongs to the latter. You'll notice how natural it feels too. There's no awkwardness, no hesitation. The moment you reconnect, the bond flows like it never left. That's because it's been alive the whole time in your thoughts. Think of it like a flame. Distance may dim the light, but it never goes out. And the moment you both come close again, it reignites brighter than ever. That kind of return isn't forced. It's not out of convenience. It's destiny reminding you that this person isn't meant to disappear from your story. And while people around you may not understand it, you do. You know deep down why you keep circling back. It's because your thoughts never really let go in the first place. Every time you reconnect, it feels familiar, safe, warm. That's not chance. That's your heart recognizing its echo in another person. What makes it even more powerful is that you don't even have to try. Life lines up the timing, the space, the opportunity for you two to cross paths again. That's proof that it's bigger than just choice. It's alignment. And every time you come back, the connection feels stronger. Because distance tested it, silence stretched it, and yet it held. That's why the bond refuses to break. Not everyone gets that. Some people leave and never return. But when it's real, when it's mutual, when it's deep, you always find your way back. And that's the loudest sign of all. So when you keep reconnecting, when you keep finding your way back to each other, understand this. It's not random. It's not accident. It's not coincidence. It's the undeniable proof that you're both living in each other's thoughts, and neither of you can escape it. When two people can't stop thinking about each other, it's not just chance, it's not just chemistry. It's destiny speaking in whispers. It's the universe revealing something that words can't fully capture. These hidden signs we've walked through, feeling their presence when they're gone, smiling without reason, dreaming of them, sensing their thoughts, always finding your way back, are not random events. They're confirmations that a bond exists, a bond that refuses to be silenced. The truth is, real connection doesn't fade. It doesn't weaken with distance, and it doesn't disappear with time. It lingers. It follows you into your mornings, into your nights, into your dreams. It shows up in your laughter, your silence, your habits, your energy. That's how you know. It's not ordinary. It's extraordinary. And when you find someone who lives in your thoughts the way you live in theirs, that's a gift. Don't take it lightly. Don't ignore it. Because too many people search their whole lives for a connection that deep, only to settle for something shallow. If your heart is telling you that you can't let go, and life keeps proving it through these signs, then honor it, protect it, because that kind of bond is rare, it's divine, it's unexplainable, but it's undeniable. So let this be your reminder. Love doesn't always speak loud. Sometimes it speaks in quiet echoes, in dreams, in smiles, in energy, in moments that keep repeating. And when two people keep thinking of each other this deeply, it means one thing: you were never meant to forget. You were meant to find each other over and over again until destiny has its final say. That's the power of connection. That's the truth of love. And that's the beauty of knowing that when you both can't stop thinking about each other, the story isn't over, it's only just beginning. Ending.